kill this music and get right into it. Oh man, oh man. You're not gonna be able to hear the audio for the dock thing, unfortunately.
No, I mean, you don't even have to play it, honestly, unless there's anyone in the stream.
No, fair enough.
Because I just add it post production usually. Anyway.
Well, I'll do it just because the stream's gonna be on the channel and somebody might watch it later. So
Okay, fair enough.
I'll do it that way. All right. So just so you guys know, this is the live recording of the podcast. You might see us go back and fix mistakes that we say. We might go back and repeat something if we didn't think it sounded right, because we actually use this audio to produce the podcast. So what you're watching is kind of real time, live, unedited, uncut, and we appreciate you stopping by as always. And we're going to go ahead and just get right into it with today's episode, which is titled, Is Nadia Cheating? If so, is Nadia the biggest cheater in all of Is Nadia cheating? If so, is Nadia the biggest cheater in all of Call of Duty? And also, rest in peace, JDF. We'll get to all those here in just a few minutes. But let's go ahead and run the old intro and just dive right in. It should be a nice, short, sweet podcast, maybe 30 minutes today. That's what I'm hoping for. But Wildy and I like to get off on tangents, and we're talkative folk. We're talkative folk. We enjoy it. So let's go ahead and do this. Mine?
Yeah, keeps picking up a weird reflection or something. The stream does it. Anyways.
Do you give me an audio signal for the editing process here?
Like here, just do you want a big old beep?
Yeah, 3 beeps. 3 good beeps. Okay, I guess that'll work. I didn't hear anything on my side, so.
I
heard a
yeah, you should be able to. Oh, well. Here, let me flip out NVIDIA. NVIDIA voice doesn't play nice with it, so
yeah,
it's probably not going to. You can find it pretty fast.
Yeah, I'll be all right. It'll be good. All right, there. What's up, game geeks and tech junkies? Welcome to A Gaming Moment, a weekly podcast about everything gaming and streaming related, including the news, tech, and software behind it. Be sure to follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram so you can engage with us, as well as find out when we're streaming the podcast and get a first listen before it goes out across all of your favorite podcasting platforms. I'm Dagan07, and with me as always is Wild. Wild, how you doing? You're still ailing from a cough that you've been dealing with for the last couple episodes. How's that coming along?
Yeah, I picked up the flu about a week ago and still lingering in the lungs here. So we're going to keep it short and sweet tonight. So I'm not coughing in anyone's ears, because that'd be terrible.
What do we got going on?
Yeah, so this week I think we're going to touch on hot topic in COD is Nadia, female streamer, so-called, the best streamer and COD streamer, and she's very, very full of herself, and we're going to discuss that and kind of the implications of how good she is and her effects on marketing and such like that. We're also going to talk a little bit about Jason Davind Frank passing, who was a Power Ranger. It's a little bit, I missed that time, so you'll speak more to that. We're also talk about a Black Friday customer data leak. We also have some shopping tips. Probably be great to pair with our upcoming AGM holiday shopping list. We talked about it earlier when it first came out that I said I would love a PC version of Gran Turismo. And we finally got the developer on record saying it's a consideration. So that I'm excited about that. Talk a little bit about the state of Modern Warfare 2, Warzone. Just another touch on a quick subject. An FDA linked, another quick subject, FDA approved video game. Just kind of neat topic I came across.
That's interesting.
Throw that out there. and then U.S. Army recruiting gamers.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get right into it. As Wild alluded to, the big thing in the Call of Duty, like competitive Call of Duty landscape, the streaming Call of Duty landscape, is this female streamer who goes by the name of Nadia. I can never pronounce her last name, but she has been actively and repetitively accused of cheating or hacking. People calling her out on looking up at a third monitor that's kind of up and away from the rest of her monitors. She was invited to a Call of Duty event, the pre Warzone, pre Modern Warfare 2 launch event, kind of the kickoff to that, and she was invited to that, and she was horrible, even though she's supposed to be one of the top ranked Call of Duty Warzone players in the world, supposedly, allegedly. And there's a lot of streamers. A really prominent one, we'll hear from him here in a little bit on his thoughts of it, like why this person was there but he wasn't invited, and just kind of what's going on with that. And Wild can speak to it a little bit more. He's more in the COD scene than I have been lately. Like I've been playing a lot, but not so much on the competitive Warzone side, more on the DMZ side, just trying to learn the damn map, if I'm being honest. And been having a lot of fun, a lot of problems with it. But Wild, what's your thoughts on Nadia? I mean, I know you've read and seen a lot about her, and I think you might have even encountered her once or twice. But what's your thoughts on how she's handling this whole situation?
Well, let's I'm gonna separate this into two pieces here, because there's two key pieces I see here. And the one piece we can talk about her streaming and her channel and her growth, and then we could talk about her actual gameplay. So as we talked about, gaming and streaming and a lot of that stuff is not necessarily, you don't have to be the greatest person, you don't have to be the greatest player, you don't have to be hitting trick shots. You don't even have to be good. A lot of times there's a lot of fun in being bad at a game. But her claim is she's the best player. And I've seen a lot of gameplay for her that's awful sus, and that's always a little bit difficult because they're always cherry picked. You can watch streams for an hour, and I know there's times where we'll all fucking hit a shot and it looks stupid. I hit two people in the last week out of a moving car with a bolt action gun on PUBG at speed, a couple hundred yards out. It looks stupid. But I'm legit as it gets. So, so it's a little bit hard when you see some of those clips, but there's a lot of consistencies there that kind of add up to say something's not quite right. And so she's got a lot of people saying that she's got like an aimbot, and more so that it aims body mass, and not really a headshot, and that you can toggle that to wherever you need to. And there's some pretty sus clips out there if you guys want to check those out yourself and kind of look into them and that. So there's that big allegation, and that's a big strong allegation. That's a really damning allegation if it were to be proven true. And in these days and age, it's really hard to prove some of that stuff unless she slips up and really shows the on-screen footage of walls or aimbot or and stuff like that. So it's difficult to say. I'm leaning towards yes. She's got some assistance there, and what assistance it is, I can't even fathom to imagine what it is. But the other thing she's often kind of teased about or whatever is that she gets in these bot lobbies, that she's VPNing into bot lobbies and stuff like that. And I mean, technically it's not right. You use a VPN service to put you into a lower population area, and just by that population being lower, you're just going to have more like lower skill gap people or less high high quality players, and so you get to be bodier lobbies and stuff like that. You watch some of the gameplays, and it's like, man, sometimes you get some pretty clueless people in game, but like she seems to kind of serve up some really body lobbies, and whether that allegation's true or not, and that one doesn't really bother me because that's as old as time. You've had streamers reverse boosting, going in and dying hundreds of times to get their KDs down low, so they get really soft lobbies because skill-based matchmaking now in COD. If you are terrible, they're going to put you in a lobby with terrible people so you guys can go in and learn the game and have fun. And that's usually not the part of skill-based matchmaking that gets griped about. Everyone wants you to come play the game and enjoy it and have fun. For me, it's skill-based matchmaking when I have to play every game against sweaty people, and every match is like the championship league match or whatever. It gets tiring because sometimes I just want to just chill and play, and I don't want to work that hard. And so I don't know if I care that much about if she's using a VPN, the VPN in or not. But anyways, we had some people get kind of worked up over this, and rightfully so, because they're big prominent streamers, and there was a lot of big names and a lot of big Call of Duty names that weren't invited to this thing, and that really kind of pissed a lot of people off. But I think the point that people miss is, first off, Nadia's a female, and there's not a lot of strong female um good like pro level streamers today. And so she's kind of in that niche, I will call her that. Whether you call her skill legit or not, that's where she is. And a lot of people were upset that she would get an invite, and you get big names like Dr. Disrespect not getting an invite. Doc is like he's damn near a face of COD, and him not getting a thing, and his group of people being loyal to him. You know what? I from a marketing aspect, I don't think Doc is a great. He's not a great leverage piece like Nadia would be, because Nadia is kind of hitting a market that's a different market. So she's hitting other females and other female streamers and other guys and just a lot, kind of a different market of people that maybe weren't as interested in COD, because I her history's a little unclear. But she said she's been playing for the history of time, but she doesn't know what a dolphin dive is. And so I'm not quite sure Nadia's story always adds up. And a couple of the gals she plays with are pretty suspect too, and potentially have gotten banned in the past. So but the thing is that Call of Duty event was a marketing event, and their goal in the marketing event is to bring people outside of COD into COD. So when you don't bring some of the big names, I don't know. I mean, it still feels wrong, but on the other aspect of thing, like, that's marketing. Marketing wants to bring people that aren't already fanboys, people that aren't already buying the game, to get them hyped up to maybe buy or spend a little bit of money on the game. So that's kind of marketing there. So but Nick Merckx had a clip talking about, you know, let's see what people are like when they show up in person. Because a lot of people are playing at home now. So, there's masks you can put on behind when you're at home, cheats or whatever that people can't see. But when you show up to a live event and they say, hey, this is your setup, here you go, you play on this computer, this console or whatever. Now you're gonna find out who's real, or who's maybe got some help. And Nadia showed up, and she didn't put on a good showing. She wasn't her normal hitting every shot and just ridiculously knowing where people are, and wasn't able to flick and acquire targets. And so
She was
it
just
looks really
off, like
suspect.
way off. Like
Yeah.
they played some TDM, and she went like 2-21. It was stupid how bad it was. It's like, you know, if Wild and I went in and
I mean,
played COD, we could do better than 2 fucking kills against pros.
well, you know what though? I mean, everyone has their games where like you're gonna go in and like I always say like I don't know what the number is, but you're gonna find that perfect team every so often that plays the perfect opposite game of you, and you just can't get any traction. So yeah, I don't know if I went 2-20, but I know I've go 4 or 5-20, and you know you just get caught in the spawn trap. You get teammates that aren't working and communicating, that aren't playing the game. You're playing domination. They're capping 3 flags, and now you're getting shot in the back. And you know, people that don't understand some of the mechanics of the game, you can play bad, but to play consistently bad for the entire event is pretty telling that something's, you know, she shouldn't have been jet lagged. I don't think she had to fly real far. I think Florida to California. I believe she's in Florida, something like that.
Well, she just moved to California now within the last couple weeks, but yeah, at the event, like it was really bad. And I'm going to play devil's advocate to your to what you were stating about, you know, her hitting a niche market and you know, Doc having his loyal followers. Here's the thing, Doc's following is triple to quadruple what Nadia's is, regardless, right now.
Absolutely. Yep.
And like you said, his following is loyal, and if he says something is good, they're gonna go out and buy. I mean, we just talked about in the last episode of the podcast episode, he released his bourbon, and it fucking sold out in minutes, dude. Like minutes. People buy whatever Doc says to buy. That's why Rocat has them. That's why Mountain Dew has him as a sponsor. You know, that's why his sponsors have him the way they are, and when you go look at like Nadia's like Twitter profile page and you go look at the things that she tweets out, and then you go look at the comments in those tweets, very rarely is it a female that comments. It's simping boys is what it is. It's a lot of just straight simping out there. Oh, I love your content. You're so hot. Nadia, will you play with me? You know, just those provocative ass, you know, comments. And that's her audience. They're not a loyal audience that says, you know what, if she says to buy it, I'm gonna fucking go buy it. I don't think that's it. They're there in hopes, like Amaranth fans. They're there in hopes to catch a hot tub stream one day maybe or something. And let's be honest. There is a YouTube channel going on right now called Call of Shame that is making it their mission in life to expose Nadia, and subsequently they're calling her partner. They're calling her partner in crime, FaZe Swag. That they're calling FaZe Swag her partner in crime, her protector, if you will. And you know,
Nadia's got some influence. She has pulled the right heartstrings on some people at Call of Duty, and
because she to your point, she is one of the higher profile females in the industry right now that is bringing eyeballs to the game. Now, again, the demographic that watches her is mainly, you know, teenage to 20-year-old males, just kind of gawking over her. And again, that's COD's demographic at the end of the day. I understand that, but I don't think her fans or her influence to a product is there as much as it is for Doc.
No, and I think, but she has definitely put on a school, whether you like her or not, whether you hate her or you think she's cheating or not, or whatever side you're on. She has put on a lesson how to grow a channel exponentially, right or wrong. It's something to take note of.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And what's the old adage? Bad publicity is good publicity. Any publicity is good publicity, right? So, you know, she's taking this and she's riding this wave. But you know, I just wanted you guys to hear what Doc had to say about this. So let's hear what Doc had to say.
I don't know who all went to the Call of Duty Next event. I didn't really watch any of it. caught a little bit of highlights of the gameplay because I wanted to see a little bit of the Warzone, and I was not impressed. But I'd be curious. Like, I mean, just imagine. I don't know who went to the event again, but imagine, I don't know, not inviting the two-time, but you invite a hacker to your event. Like that. That would be something, huh?
So he didn't call her out specifically by name, but he said, imagine not inviting the two-time, but inviting a hacker to come out to your event. And she's been the only one, she's been the main one that's been with all these allegations of hacking. So, I mean, you can kind of put two and two together there, Wild. And you know, like you said, essentially Doc has been the face of Call of Duty for damn near 10 at damn near 10 years. Like, you know, he was making Call of Duty content. That's what got him popular to begin with. He was doing Call of Duty content from he was recording his games, then he would do a voiceover, then he'd put it up on his YouTube channel, and that's what got him started. He's like the OG streamer of Call of Duty. And you know, ever since his dirty departure with Twitch, you know, Activision or Call of Duty or whoever you want to pin it on directly, they've kind of ended their relationship with him. But Doc has much better influence. He's a much better gamer, in my opinion. He's more entertaining. You bring somebody like that to an event, you're gonna get more eyeballs on that event than you would an alleged hacker. Unless people are just showing up there to watch Nadia kind of crumble and fail to see, okay, is she legit? Because if she's legit, she should go in there and put on a decent show. At least be somewhat competitive. She wasn't. She was shit on.
And to be fair, she was playing against a lot of really good players, like legitimate.
But if you're claiming
players,
I understand that, but if you're claiming to be the best, if you're claiming to be the best, then you should be at least competitive. She wasn't even competitive. It was a novice going into a lobby is what it came out to be. She should at least go in there and at least hang with the big boys, right? At least be maybe a step below the big boys, the step below the actual paid competitive players. But that's the way I think about it.
I do want to address one other further pieces, a little bit on the Call Shame YouTube channel, and I like that there's the devil's advocate. He has no shame. He is calling out anyone he thinks is hacking or suspect or whatever, and I don't fully believe him, and I don't fully believe he's right on certain players and accusations and stuff like that. But nonetheless, the visibility that he's bringing to cheaters has been a big plus. So I don't know that if you follow Call of Shame, I don't know that I fully believe all these clips that he's shown really are irrefutable evidence like he thinks they are. But they certainly are a suspect, and I kind of go along with it used to be Phase Cross, but it's just Cross now. He's no longer in Phase, but he has a quite successful Facebook stream, and he does cover a lot of this, you know, streamers and cheating and stuff like that on his streams. Runs probably the best you know, COD stream I've seen on Facebook. But he kind of just talks about that too, unless you really see the cheats come up. It's really hard to say that they're cheating, and so you know, I want to be careful on how I call people out for cheating. I do report people because there's things, you know, like the guy today pre-aimed at me around a corner and just knew exactly where it was with no prior information. Just didn't make sense. No UAVs up, no nothing. The cheaters are definitely cheaters in Warzone, and flying boats was the topic of the week. So I just want you guys to all take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I do like that it's bringing kind of, cheaters to the table, or players to show, are they really that good? And there's a lot of people on the Call of Shame thing that he's called out as cheaters that have shown up at these events and absolutely laid the smackdown. So, pretty hard to say they're cheating on a system that's not theirs. So,
And in a
let's
controlled party too, yeah.
yeah. So let's just take all that stuff with a grain of salt. But I'm gonna feed the content machine. I'm gonna keep watching the both of them, and I'm gonna see which one comes out of, because someone is gonna slip up at some point. And it's the most prideful, boastful ones that go down to the biggest flame and fire. Mr. Gold was the last one I really, really enjoyed watching going down in flames. So maybe that'll be Nadia's fate. Maybe she'll prove that she's the real deal. We'll see.
I'm really hoping I'm really hoping there's a clip that comes out. I don't know if you remember, there was this girl that was playing Counter-Strike.
Clara?
It was
Clara?
the one where she was
Clara?
like, do you sometimes
Yeah.
do you sometimes get this ring on your screen where you can see people through walls and stuff? Oh my God, they have cheating things on my computer. Oh, and that happened live on stream. Oh, I hope that happens, Nadia, just to be like, ha ha. The old Ralph, or I can't remember his name from The Simpsons, but do the old ha ha thing. But anyway, guys, if you guys are enjoying the podcast and want to go above and beyond downloading and subscribing to support us, we've got a Patreon that you can visit at patreon.agamingmoment.com. Check out our Patreon for our exclusive Patreon rewards. So, Wild, I wanted to bring this. I know Jason Davind Frank wasn't in your era of people to watch, but in my era being 33, we'll give or take 5 years, maybe 10 years on the underside of my age. So going down to like people who are like 23, maybe. If you don't know who Jason Davind Frank is, Jason Davind Frank was on the original Power Rangers. He was the Green Ranger. He played Tommy Oliver. He was the original White Ranger with the White Tiger Zord. He was in the original Power Rangers movie as the White Ranger with the Falcon. He was in Power Rangers Turbo as the Red Ranger. He was in Power Rangers Zeo as the Red Ranger. He's been a staple of my generation's childhood, and he was. This is gonna be really hard for me to kind of say, because there's a level of admiration you have for somebody that has impacted your entire life from pretty much the moment that you can remember all the way to your adulthood. And some of the things that he's taught my generation will kind of live on for a really, really long time. And the influence that he had over this generation is crazy, and the things that he preached and the lessons that he taught. And he was a native to the city that I live in now. I had the opportunity to bump into him a couple times, and each time I was super starstruck. The dude was my idol. The dude was one of my heroes. I grew up watching Power Rangers. I grew up idolizing this guy. He was kind of the rejected guy who came in as a villain and then ended up being the leader of the Power Rangers when it all came and went. And unfortunately, he passed away about a week and a half ago now, of suicide. Him and his wife were in the process of getting a divorce, and things got, I guess, too much that he could too much that he could bear. And he was staying at a hotel. Him and his wife were staying at a hotel. They were in separate rooms. They had gotten into a fight. And this is all what I've read on this story. So just make sure you confirm the facts. This is what I read on it. And he took his own life in that hotel. And this is somebody who preached like mental health. You know, he was a 6th-degree black belt. You know, he was mentally, physically tough. You know, super disciplined. He had his kids. He was a role model. You know, like I said, he was a role model for literally millions of people. And the way he went was kind of odd, because it hurt all of us, and it was something that he preached that, you know, you should never do. He was a very devout Christian man and everything like that. And while I say all that to say, you know, this just brings back, it's a stark reminder of mental health awareness within the population, but within the male population. You know, you look at the statistics, and the people committing the most suicide are middle-aged males. You know, he was 49, about to be 50, and you know, I just, guys, if you're in a bad spot in your mind, you know, if you're in the U.S., you can dial 988, or you can dial 1-800-273-8255. These are the suicide prevention hotlines. Always remember, there's somebody there that's going to care for you. It might not be somebody that's immediately around you, but somebody is going to be there. Hell, even reach out to Wild and myself. You know, we'd love to talk to you. You're not alone. I mean, we're both dads. We get it. We're both husbands. We get it. You know, we bear the weight of the world on our shoulders as men. So, you know, I just wanted to put that awareness out there again, because that really kind of hit me. And I know a lot of our listeners are around my age as well, and I'm sure it kind of hits you really well, or really hard as well. So, you know, just know you're never alone, and there's always somebody out there that's going to be able to help you and help you get through your situation. Well, do you want to add anything?
No.
Okay. And on a much more lighter note, we got some holiday shopping tips for you guys. Now that the holidays are here, we're past Black Friday. But
So there's if you found our AGM shopping list, suggested holiday items for the holidays, in case you don't know what you want, or in case you have a gamer you want to buy with, how would I really know I'm getting a good deal on that day?
So there's an app that I use religiously called Honey. A lot of people might have heard of it. It's a browser extension, like Chrome extension. It's a browser add-on. And you can help us out. If you don't have it already, you can help us out by going to honey.agamingmoment.com and sign up. It's completely free. All they do is every time you make a purchase online, you get points. They also tell you the price history of the product. So if you're on Amazon, you can actually go and see what was the lowest price for this product, what was the highest price for this product. So that tells you, is it a good deal right now, or did I just miss a good deal? And you can go and make your decision on that. But I also use this, again, to track the history of the pricing for particular items to actually see if you're getting a good deal. So, for example, there's a really good example of a bad deal on Amazon right now. Many of us content creators, we love the Shure SM7B microphone. That's the one that Wild, if you're watching the stream, has in front of his beautiful face right now. The regular price for that is $3.99 on any given non-holiday time period. However, Amazon has it listed as the original price is $4.99, which is incorrect, and then the sale price is $3.59. So they're making it sound like you're saving 28% or $140 when you're actually only saving $40, because they've actually marked it up to $500 and then gave you the discount. So just be careful what you guys buy. An example of a good deal is if you guys want to go and get the Go XLR Mini to increase your audio game. It is now $139, which it was $249. At least when I added it to my Amazon list. So now's a really good time to go pick up a Go XLR Mini, because it's $110 off of its original price. So yeah, pick up the browser extension. Like I said, you earn points. Those points can start accumulating, and you can get like gift cards, or you can get like PayPal money redemption. So you get actual money out of it, and they send it to a PayPal account of your choice. And it does work with most online retailers. So if you're an avid Amazon shopper, this is going to be huge. If you're into content creation and you buy from like Adorama, or you buy from B&H or anything like that, it works with those guys. I earned a lot of points when I bought a lot of my camera equipment through Adorama, and I was able to basically get like $150 back after a couple purchases. So it's really, really good. I encourage you guys to go out there and download it and get it installed. Again, if you use honey.agamingmoment.com, that helps us out. It costs you absolutely nothing, and we really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, like the other thing is, I say, just the price history, and sometimes I get impulsive and I want to buy something now, and I was like, how bad of a deal am I getting if I buy it today, or what is a good deal if I buy it today? And you can go to Honey and you can find the price history, and that's really invaluable. So I like that. The other thing I do, if you ever order DoorDash or Uber Eats or any of those programs, they're expensive as heck. And when you go to the site and you have the Honey extension in there, it'll pop up a thing, and like, you want to try these coupons, man? You want to try these coupons? You click a button and it'll run through all these coupons, and see if you have a coupon available that someone else used somewhere else, and save you some bucks. And that works from time to time. Sometimes it doesn't work, but the click of the button in another 15 seconds, save a little bit of money. I actually thought that was the neatest thing about it. So
yeah, it's super helpful, because if there's multiple coupons that are valid, it'll apply the coupon that takes the most money off. So there's zero work that you have to do for it. It's completely worth it, guys. Again, honey.agamingmoment.com. Help us out. Costs you nothing. Saves you everything. And
and it's just one of those things. You've probably heard it, but it really is. It is legitimate. So, I mean, if you haven't done it, sign it up. Check it out. Seriously.
And to go along with that, Wild, we have created, if you guys have not heard of kit.co, you guys need to check it out. We have created a kit, and we'll be creating more kits for content creators, whether you're a streamer, you're a podcaster, you're a gamer. We'll be creating these different kits. But right now, we've created our holiday buying 2023 kit. And if you go to kit.co/agamingmoment, all one word, you'll be able to go check that out. You'll be able to see the products that we're recommending for you. And if we built any rapport with you guys, you know that we're not going to send you any just kind of crap stuff. We're going to give you stuff that we're going to recommend stuff to you that is absolutely helpful, but it's not going to break the bank. It's not going to be the best thing. Sometimes it might be the best thing, but it's most definitely not going to be the worst thing. And we'll stake our reputation behind a lot of these products that we put on there. But we do believe that these things can really either A, level up your content creation game, or B, level up your gaming game or your technology game.
All right. Moving on. We have Dave, maybe you could speak to this. GameStop may have had a customer info leak.
Yeah, so there's reports indicating that GameStop may have leaked information regarding customer information, such as addresses and credit cards that appear online. And what actually ended up happening, because there's a lot of false misinformation out there. What ended up happening is it was part of a test and not a genuine. It was test data and not genuine customer data. But it was really odd that they decided to do this during the biggest shopping holiday of the year, essentially. And it caused a lot of panic, and it was a really dumb move by them. But it's just a reminder for you guys to just be careful when you're buying stuff online. Go to reputable retailers, online retailers. Don't go to some shady e-commerce store. And just be careful with where you buy and what you buy and the information that you put out there. Be secure.
just like they teach me at work, anti-phishing. Hover over your links, check out your links, see where they're coming from, see where they're sending you. Is that the actual legitimate site that you are going to? So little stuff like that.
So while I know you're super excited about this, a PC version of Gran Turismo is quote unquote under consideration. What's got you all
yeah,
hot
so
and bothered?
they were asked GT Planet asked Gran Turismo's developer if they considered a PC version for Gran Turismo 7, and he says yes, I think so. He said, but he cautioned that for the technical performance, it's kind of for its technical performance, it's kind of optimized for a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 to run, So he was like, it might be difficult to get on a, on a PC, or it might be difficult requirements to play on a computer. And if you can play it on a PlayStation 4, you can play it on a potato.
That's what I'm thinking,
let's
man.
You can dumb it down enough to play it on a PlayStation 4. You can play it on a gaming computer. So so there could be some pressure from Sony to make that happen. No game before has done that, so like I said, that would be excellent, and I think they'd sell a ton of copies, because like I don't want a PlayStation, but Gran Turismo 7 is as close to making me want to buy a PlayStation as you can get me without buying one. And so yeah, I don't know. Like we just kind of a follow up. We talked a little bit about that before. Like I was hyped. I think they should bring a PC version out. I don't know, quite a while now, but I'm ready for it. So
I
hopefully it
agree.
comes.
I agree because right now the racing sim market on PC belongs to Microsoft and Forza at the moment. So
And Forza's okay, but it's not Gran Turismo.
It's not.
It's
But
decent.
there's a market for it. Is all I'm saying. There's a good market demand for it, and I think it could change. It could enhance the PC racing sim world. At the
There's
end
a
of the
lot,
day.
and there's a lot of new wheels out. Logitech's got a new wheel out. Logitech's got a real direct drive wheel out. Lot of sim gear coming out right now. The sim stuff really popped off during COVID time, so a lot of companies set up, I think, for development of sim gear. So it's a popping segment. I think they do really well. So, anyways, we'll move on from there. Let's talk a little bit. I just wanted to brush on this. There's an FDA approved video game out there that they've made kind of for like maybe like kids that like ADHD that need to work on patience and stuff like that. And it's actually a game you can get prescribed, and it's around like it's kind of expensive. I guess prescriptions are expensive, $100 some a year, but it kind of goes through and kind of trains your brain a little bit to be patient and to wait for things and stuff like that. And I think, back when I was a kid, they were like, "You're just messed up. You're just messed up for life, kid." But now they realize that there's all these little things they can do to kind of enhance things. And so, like, maybe this would have worked for me as a kid, or something like that, just to engage me in a video game, and then maybe I get a little learning piece out of it. So, what better way to get help than with a video game? So, just that was a neat story.
Man, $100 a year. That I'm in the wrong industry, man. We need to get on that train. The subscription based medical game, because then you can charge whatever you want, and then insurance covers it. So, but yeah, it seems really cool. It just goes to show you that they're finding new innovations for gaming to help this new upcoming generation. Like, I'm not saying my 5-year-old has ADHD, but he can be a little butt sometimes, and he can get impatient, and if he doesn't get his way, he's going to throw a fit and all this other stuff. And maybe stuff like this, or my 8-year-old, maybe stuff like this would be good to help them with their attention span. Because if you think about it, in today's day and age, information is there in 2 seconds, right? If you want to play a game, it's as easy as just loading it up on your phone. Or there's no more, oh man, I gotta wait till I get home. There's no more, oh man, I gotta, they don't even have like Nintendo. You have your DSs, but we had the the old Game Boys back in the day, and then if your battery ran out, you had to wait till you got home to change the 4 AA batteries that were in it, and then you were good to go for another few hours till you gamed, and then if it got dark, you had to wait till the next day or wait till you got light to play it. These kids today,
Yep.
everything is just right there at their fingertips, so they're used to having it. Hey, I want it now. It's available now. Let me have it now. And I think they've lost that sense of patience, and I think this is going to be really good for those kids that do have ADHD, that struggle with those kind of things, that struggle with focus and attention span and stuff like that. I think this will work for them because, I mean, science has already proven that video games help kids, cognizance, and help their reaction and help their coordination and stuff. So, hopefully this helps the kids that really need it with the ADHD, and they can get them off of medicines, the chemical side. Because I'm not a fan of these chemicals going in people's bodies. I'm not a fan of like chemo for cancer patients and stuff. But I have my different reasons for that. But finding these quote unquote alternative medicines, I think this will be fantastic. And it's a good use of our technology that we have.
Yep. So just thought it was a promising little story and just kind of fun gaming wise. So,
That's
and
a
then
wholesome
I
story.
did want to touch on the state of COD right now and just kind of where we're at. So, Dave, what are you thinking?
I have a skewed view right now. The last 2 days, I've been trying to play COD, or I sign on to play COD, and I can't even get past the title screen because the game keeps crashing on me. Whether I'm running it in safe mode or not. Sometimes I'll be able to get past and get in safe mode and then readjust the settings. I'm in a good game of and then if I'm in a good game of Warzone, we're getting to the end, bam, crash. Or I'm playing DMZ and we're about to exfil, bam, crash, lose everything lose my entire DMZ loadout, pissed. The multiplayer is fun. I have no problems with the multiplayer. I love the multiplayer. If I'm being honest, I think the multiplayer is my favorite part of the whole thing. Warzone, super sweaty. DMZ, super sweaty, but fun. I've found myself not having a whole lot of fun playing Warzone, if I'm being honest, because they've changed so much of the stuff. Like the key bindings are different. You can't buy loadouts, so you have to go off of what you find on the ground or what you can buy out of the crate. Money is sparse. Like, it takes forever to find enough money for anything, and I think the lobby might be too big. I think they have 150 or 160 people, 164 people in the lobby. I mean, I get it. I get that it promotes. I get that it promotes like fast gameplay, getting into a fight quickly. But sometimes you want to land and find a gun first. Like there's often times where you land and the only thing that you find is a pistol or a shotgun, which I mean is no different than PUBG, but like at least you can spread out a little bit. Like the map is just so cluttered, in my opinion, with people. It's really difficult to have a fun time. I will say the Gulag, having duos in the Gulag, that's kind of fun. And then being able to proximity chat and talk with the people in the Gulag and be like, hey, you want to do the jailer, and then everybody gets out. That's cool too. I've been playing a lot of trios unhinged, where you can group up with another set of trios and basically be a 6-man squad. I find that dynamic kind of interesting. But just my biggest issue right now is just the amount of crashes that happen with the game. I was watching Z-Laner and Doc the other day, and Z-Laner crashed like 8 times in a matter of like 30 minutes. And he was literally ready to throw his controller through his fucking screen. And it was just the worst. And I feel it for him.
Well, I haven't been playing much Warzone or DMZ, mostly because I'm just on other hours. People aren't on. My friends aren't on. So multiplayer's been all right. I'm still pissed. There's no flipping fucking hardcore. What the fuck? That's half the game. That's half the game. Literally half the game. There's tier 1, and tier 1's hardcore like. It's actually basically what realism mode was in 2019 Modern Warfare, but it doesn't have like a kill feed. It's broken. It's got different health. It doesn't play the same. There's like no HUD whatsoever. It's even less, like there's no compass or anything. You can't mark anything. It's not fun. And I'm upset that I got cheated for no hardcore. And I've been playing core really, and that's fine. But I prefer hardcore, where I don't have to have the meta gun. I don't have to use the meta gun to get a kill every single time. I always feel like hardcore is more of a reaction, and spotting your opponent and getting the reaction, get the flick, get the first shots on, getting the kill that way, instead of having the gun that kills with a bullet less or 2 bullets less or whatever setup that that you have to have. So I'm not real happy with that. Lots of little stealth tweaks in the game again. They're changing sight lines, they're adding trees, they're adding just little goofy stuff that they never tell you about. A lot of little stealth changes that they've been doing, but in multiplayer, I have not crashed in recent memory. But yeah, last time I played DMZ, I was done because I crashed after I had got a nice, substantial amount of loot and finally got a little momentum going after getting wiped like 3 or 4 times in a row, and then I crashed and lost everything. And it's disgusting. And why is it that they can't have a mechanic to rejoin the game? Come on.
Yes. Yes.
Why?
It's 2022
that
about
would
to be
make it
2023. PUBG
that would
does
make it 10 times better. It's not good that the game crashes all the time, but at least it's a little bit tolerable.
And then you lose your shit. You lose your shit. Like if you're playing DMZ, all the work that you did to get it, you lose it all because it's like, oh, I just exited the game, but it's not your fault. Like you should be able to rejoin the game if you're in Warzone or if you're in DMZ, if your game crashes. Like I think that's the one thing PUBG got right, kind of from the get-go, right? They've made it so that if they know that their game might crash, they know that inherently. So they're like, okay, we're not going to punish the player. We have a mechanism that can allow them to rejoin the same game as long as their people are alive. Does it work all the time? No, but it works like 95% of the time because there's that random time where it'll time out or something like that and you can't rejoin. But it's 2022, 2020, about to be 2023. This should be included in every battle royale game, 100%, because stuff happens.
All right, let's keep it short.
Yep.
Also, I do want to touch on probably next week or maybe next week, maybe 2 weeks out here on the podcast. I do want to touch on the state of PUBG and how that's going. I think it's really good right now. So we just wanted to put that out there. We will come back to that. We have new Vikendi coming out. We'll call it new Vikendi, and we'll cover that coming up.
Probably next episode. So just do a quick touch. There's a rumor that Microsoft may miss the Game Awards due to the Activision Blizzard acquisition. There's a lot of things going on. Wildy, there's a Swedish company suing Microsoft and Activision for collusion, which is basically one of the things that's holding up this deal, at least in the EU or the EMEA area. And man, this thing's been a saga. Like they're opening up an in-depth investigation into the acquisition. They're concerned that Microsoft's Activision deal for PC operating systems is going to make things exclusive, which, Microsoft's already come out and said, we're not going to make everything exclusive. And Sony's really pushing back where they can.
Sony's really whining about this.
So this looks like it's gonna just keep going, guys. We don't know if this will ever end, but that's kind of the update. So we might not see any Microsoft games. We might not even see any Activision or Blizzard games at the Game Awards. But so if you're wondering why, that's why.
Yep. So we'll just keep following that as that comes up, but it's getting more complicated as probably expected as we go along here.
So speaking of following, if you haven't already, be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram so you can engage with us, as well as find out when we're streaming the podcast and get a first listen before it goes out across all of your favorite podcasting platforms. So do it.
So let's talk a little bit about social medias this week. First off, guys, if you haven't already, follow us on the social medias and hit us up. This week's topic. What do you think about Nadia? Is she the best player ever? Is she the best streamer ever? What's your spin? Well, how about Call of Shame? Have you guys seen the YouTube channel? Let us know what you're thinking on that. So, I was going to cover a COD timing post that Scump put up on TikTok, and it's fantastic.
So to kind of preface this, if you guys are not COD players, or if you are COD players, I should say, then you know the terminology COD timing. And if you don't know what COD timing is, that COD timing is essentially, okay, I've been scouting this corner for like the last 40 minutes, it feels like. And the immediate second you decide to turn and look another direction, you get popped from that immediate corner that you've been scouting for, X amount of time, this extended period of time that you've been scouting it. So, Wildy, take it away. You're muted.
We'll drop the audio in the podcast, but Scump is like, chat. Who thinks we're gonna? You know what?
I'll play it.
Bro, chat, who thinks I win this? Be honest. There's 6 left. No, shut up.
And if you don't know what that noise was there in the end, when he starts yelling no, that's him getting executed from behind by a player that snuck up behind him. So just like the guy's like, yeah, I'm going to win this. He gets executed like a second later. It's just classic COD timing. And I thought it was a great TikTok, and had to share that. I also wanted to mention a certain Instagram post this week of GamerCat. I just I looked up, and I was kind of working on my gamer space here, and it's a mess, and it needs to be overhauled, and I'm working on it. And I was moving stuff around, and my cat was tucked away in a little basket, sleeping right below the gaming moment sign. So took a picture of that and threw that up on the Instagram. So if you're not following us on Instagram, you missed the picture. But you can go follow us and check out the little kitten ears peeking of the blanket, sleeping. Just cute.
So no questions for this week. We're gonna kind of trim it down just a little bit. So, guys, be sure to follow us on social media, as we love to engage with our community. And that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Let us know what you think about Nadia. Do you feel like she's not real, as her gaming play style is not real? Or do you think she's getting harshly punished, or just let us know what you think about that topic. And then let us know about the mental health awareness stuff. We plan on doing a charity stream for mental health awareness coming up shortly, so we will announce that probably after the first of the year. So like I said, Jason Davind Frank, the White Ranger, Green Ranger, really played a huge impact on my life. So we'll do that to kind of help honor his life and his legacy, and make sure that we can reduce this epidemic that's going on through the world right now with the suicide rates. And thank you guys for listening in. Consider our Patreon to support the podcast, and also by going to merch.agamingmoment.com and picking up some of that timeless classic merch. And if you've made it this far in the podcast, now's the best time to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. And until next time, keep grinding.